talking like who that? They like where she been at, like where she been at.
Welcome back to Unicorn Talk, the podcast with me, Candy Bars, and my best friend,
Sunny Delight.
And we got a special guest today. We're going to let him introduce himself.
My name is Courtline Karan, but you could call me Skorpo for short, though.
Okay. So that's the slogan. That's how you...
It's a slogan, you know.
Okay. Well, you can't have a slogan if you ain't slanging.
What you mean by slanging?
What you think I mean by
You
slanging?
talking about 10 foot or 9 foot, or you talking about, what you talking about, baby leg? What you talking about?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, guess what?
The baby leg.
We gonna keep this PG-13 because that's, you know.
Now, see, you don't get the Carter shots on here. We don't keep shit PG-13 on Unicorn Talk, the podcast. So just stay along for the ride. We got you.
I'm gonna let you get that one off.
Let me. How cute. He's cute. So what we talking about today, best friend? Tell the people.
Well, today we're talking about dating in today's society.
Exactly.
This is a topic you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that known because simply, social media changed the game, fellas. I gotta be honest. Changed the game. Good and bad, just depending on what angle you coming at it. You know, you gotta know your foundation.
So what's the good? Let's start with the good.
The good is people are interconnected, you know, globally, globalization. We learn from different cultures. Women are learning from other women, you know. Men are getting a better perspective on where they stand, you know, and their purpose, which is the main important ingredient to even having the right woman anyway. So when it comes to dating, if you playing around, you know, not really taking things serious, taking all the options that you think is available on social media, you can get lost. It's a deep blue sea out there, but if you know where you're going, you know, you got, you know, the right surfboard. You know? That's what I like to call it. You can, you know, you can dodge a lot of bullets, you know, save some time, and more importantly, find the right one.
Okay. So he know how to talk, ladies. So be careful about Skorpo.
It's gonna be a fast talker.
Skorpo, if you know so. What you say?
Courtline Karan, that's my real name, but I go for Skorpo for short though, because I'm also a director. You know.
Okay, you're a director.
I shot a couple short films. Did some things with the film sector. You know.
You ever act?
That's my first time.
Yeah, it's coming across as lines. It's coming across
really?
like you're
This is
lines.
not. This is. I like to say this is natural, you know, but a lot of us have many facets to a persona. So I'll show y'all what I want to show y'all.
Okay.
You know, what I want you to see, and you'll believe it. You know.
We will. We'll believe it. I don't believe
just
you
slick
already.
with his tongue. That's all.
Already.
He just slick
I'm
with
just
his
playing.
tongue.
You can listen.
I just say.
You can call me on my boo, but you got to prove it. That's all I got to say. You prove it, you got it. But you know, I'm solid. I'm real.
So back to the topic. So basically, you said if a man don't know what he looking for or what he wants, what he wants out of life, then dating is just.
It's almost like entertainment. Like, let's say you're going through, you know, situations where you just trying to make ends meet. You work a job, you got your day-to-day life, you got your social group, your little main circle. You get bored. You know, every person wants intimacy, you know, and to some people, intimacy means something different. Intimacy could mean you paying their bills, you know, listen to them vent. But the true definition of intimacy is basically being vulnerable with somebody. And a lot of people are trading intimacy in for just therapy. Let me have sex therapy.
Yeah.
Let me go drink therapy. Yeah. Let me talk shit and gossip therapy. So when they get a real man, they don't know how to act because they don't believe it's real, so they think he up to something.
But what is a real man? See, because why could he be gaining a real woman? So what is a real man?
That's a good question. I mean, the term man, to me, is knowing who you are, you know. But same as a woman, knowing who you are. So if you know who you are, no one can manipulate you, you know, play games with you.
Right.
So it really comes down to what you're gonna put up with. Because if I'm getting to know you, you say you're a woman, I'm gonna test you, just like women test us. You know, for us to keep our word, for us to, you know, to provide, protect. You know, and we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
But we all growing.
Right.
So
you feel like you a real man.
You know, I mean, talking
you know who
sheep.
You are.
Yeah, bingo.
You know who you are.
I know who I am. That's what this is all about.
So a man walking in his path and knowing who he is a real man.
Bingo. That's the way God designed it. Because you look at Adam and Eve in the beginning.
I want to know, because I think we had this. We said something about men on last season. Talking about real men and men and defying that. So I mean, coming from a man, that's a good response. I mean, but I know it's a lot of men out here that ain't walking in their purpose and don't know where they going. So I can understand what you saying that. So okay,
it's the truth though. It's what the Bible say though. You know, you break it down, understand that Adam. What was Adam doing before Eve was even created? In Genesis chapter 1, what was Adam doing?
Well, first and foremost, I really don't buy that whole story the way that it is in that Bible, the one that you're speaking about.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that it's all like nonsense. There is a lot going on in there that was taken from our people, and they whitewashed it. They made it mean what they wanted it to mean. So that's why the white man is at the top right now, right? So he has two privileges. He's white and he's a man. Okay. And then you have the black man, and only because he's a man, he's black, that's a strike against him, but he has a privilege. He's a man.
Says who?
Hold on, I'm not finished. Then you got the white woman. No, first the white woman, then the black man, because she's white, but she's a woman, so that's a strike against her. Then you got the black man. He's black, that's a strike against him, but he's a man, so that's a privilege for him. Then you got the black woman. We're at the bottom because we got two strikes against us. We have that we're black against us and that we're a woman. So to the world that was built off that Bible, white men are in charge, and they came first, and then a woman came of them from their rib, and so on and so forth, when really we all come from a womb. I've never seen anybody
every
evolve
black
from
man
a rib.
here.
No, honestly, I've never seen anybody like evolve into a person from a rib. Okay? So I'm just saying it's make sense. Like the things that make sense make sense, and the things about it that don't make sense don't make sense. And so we can't, if we go by that Bible, it discredits the woman. And I feel like the wombed man is God.
I mean, that's a great argument. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you're basically number one putting white man over us by saying that and believing that, but that's not true. Because who was the firstborn? Black people, Africans. What do you want to call us? Jews is what the correct term was. So when it comes to the Holy Bible, I mean, this is the truth, because God did create the man first out of the dust of the ground, and He breathed life into him and became a living soul. And not only that. To my rebuttal to what you said, basically, I don't believe that the woman is at the bottom, because the woman is the helpmate to the man. It says it in the Bible. Because before Adam was even done doing what he was doing, which was naming each animal that God created, naming each animal, then when he was finished working, after naming, how many animals are there in the world? Billions, millions? He named every one. Every one. How many creatures are there on this planet that walks?
And He did that by Himself.
He did it because he was enlightened under the anointing of God. And this is the true origin of man. We're supposed to be one with God before we even lead the woman. Because if you're not even on your purpose or know who you are, being led by the Holy Spirit, how can you lead a woman? That's another soul that has free will. So when you say the woman's at the bottom, that's not true. The woman's at the side.
And see, this where y'all get it confused at, because that Bible also says that women are supposed to be submissive to men, right?
Let's
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
At a certain point, women, at a certain point, it says that being submissive in the childbirth and the pain and all that, that was a punishment. That was a punishment for her being disobedient, right?
Right.
Okay. But then it also says that once she bears the children, that she is done being the submissive, and she is now also in a power position. So men also think that they put babies in women, and then when the women change, we change because we get put in this power position that we have to rule over our children, and then y'all still don't see us as anything more than a submissive person when it's the roles is supposed to change. It says in the Bible.
I never read that, so I can't speak on that.
Let's go look it up.
Go ahead, pull it up.
Yeah, I could pull that up for you.
While you doing that, I'm gonna chime in though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
chime
basically, like I said, I don't believe the woman is at the bottom. I believe the woman is the helpmate that supports the man's purpose. And you got to remember, in the beginning, there were two trees. It was the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. When they bit of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, they became a god. This is the truth, because they know the knowledge of good and evil, which is free will. You know, knowing what good and evil is what makes us God. People don't understand this concept because they don't understand the dynamic of free will. Think about it. You're born on earth, right? You couldn't choose your parents,
But
right?
my free will ain't for you to lead me. If I got free will, why is it that you are supposed to lead me? Why do I have to submit to you?
As simple
That's
as this.
my problem. Like the leading part. Like, who are you to lead me? Like,
Great question.
If you're in that position of a leader, then you lead. If you're not in a position of a leader, you don't just get passed down that right by God.
That's true.
Because God said that you should lead and we should submit. You don't just get passed down that
Because,
like a birthright. Men act like it's a birthright for a woman to
You gotta
submit to them.
you gotta be in your true purpose though, because naturally the woman will submit. You won't have to ask. It'll be the vibe and the tone will be already
I
set.
can agree with that. I see a lot of women say that. Like, I would naturally submit to a man that's, you know.
Think about it. You got a business. He's doing his thing. You know, he knows who he is. He's going after his goals. He believes in himself. Number one, he's confident. Because a woman can't be vulnerable, to my understanding. I'm not trying to speak for women, of course. She's not going to be vulnerable with somebody she don't trust to lead. So us as men, when we understand this, I understand that what we're here to do, why we even came to planet Earth. Because the Bible says, before the foundation of the earth was created, he knew us. Meaning, we were in the spiritual dimension before we came to the matrix, which means womb. Womb in the spirit, in this physical realm. So the womb is a portal. I will say that. And most people don't understand this. This stuff gets really, really deep. So if you're not enlightened or understand what the Holy Spirit does, the Holy Spirit teaches the secrets and the mysteries of the Bible. So for you to discredit it and say that, that tells me you never got to the spiritual side of the Bible. You're just looking at it from a religious aspect, and that's not what it's about. The Bible is the cheat code to this matrix. Most people don't understand this.
The Bible that you speak of is missing a lot of books. A lot of important books. Okay? So my thing is don't give me algebra and say A plus B minus 1, 2, 3. And then I'm trying to figure out A and B, but you didn't give me none of the information that I need in order to figure out A and B. I need all the books to be there. I need every last single one of the books to be there. And why have they been taken out? And why is it that they keep putting this white Jesus in front of the sun? They just try to replace the sun god. Like it's way. I don't want to go into all of this because we was talking about dating and unrealistic standards when dating. But like it gets way deeper for me. Like that whole it's a lot in there. Like I said, that is some truth, but it's a lot in there that has been whitewashed, and there's a lot missing.
Well, I'm glad you said that. So, I mean, if this is where the conversation leads, I'm naturally going to go with the flow. I don't know about y'all. Y'all okay with that?
Go for it.
So I'm going with the flow because this is where the spirit lead me. So when you say there's other books missing, that's actually true. And it's called the Apocrypha. When you get the Apocrypha, it's the Dead Sea Scrolls, all the books they took out, like you said. Once you get the whole perspective, you understand what human being really means. Human being. Mind, body, spirit. So when you think of woman came from the flesh, the rib of the man, and she actually is the helpmate. And when you have intercourse, which is the true covenant, let's say if you were a virgin, right? You have intercourse and you break the foreskin, which is really the veil. The veil is something that covers to the other side. Once you break that veil and that blood comes from the womb, you now establish a covenant. That is true marriage. So you become one flesh, and you're supposed to marry and be with one person. Nowadays, this is what I'm talking about nowadays in modern society. Let's get back on topic. So really you realize that sin has ran rampant in the world and people have unrealistic dating standards because the foundation is gone. The floor is caved in. Women are being hurt and broken and being misled. So now pride is set in. They start worshiping these new age idols like tarot cards, you know, sorcery, chakras, so they can feel empowered again.
Oh
and
my
the truth is
gosh.
the devil has deceived them with deceiving doctrine,
Oh my gosh, the
causing
devil?
them to fall into a situation to where they liberate themselves falsely with this new ideology, and it's really
Your chakras are the devil.
Hold on, let's be clear. Hold on, let's be clear. Since we're on tape, I believe in source. I don't give a fuck with nobody. You can call him whatever the fuck you want. I grew up a Baptist. I got a lot of people in my family that believe in everything you believe in. Just because I took my knowledge and went further with it beyond the Bible doesn't make me a devil, and doesn't mean that I worship anything to do with the devil. Because I love source. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I love source. So I don't give a fuck what you, because I'm going to let you, I'm going to let, because everybody call God, Jesus, whatever the fuck they want. And I believe, like she said, the man that you preaching to and you talking about, you believe that he white. Every book says that. I don't believe he white, because like you said, Jerusalem and all that shit, all them people over there, they brown. They darker than me. So why would I be focused on that and calling him a god if he white? So I'm not gonna call him God. Because I believe my God, the God you talking about, I believe my God is brown. My grandma actually told me he is of every skin. So with that being said, I'm gonna call him source. Let me not get too ghetto, because my
uncle called him source.
So I'm gonna call him source.
I want to say that God, like,
let's talk about it. Let it out.
Let's talk about it, because you said a lot. There's a lot to unpack there.
Pick one.
I didn't know we was going here in the style. I didn't know we was going this far. Yeah,
it's going crazy, but dating you would be definitely hard for me.
Because I know who I am.
No, because
it's not that. I think every woman would have an argument.
You know who you say you are, like you said, you are who you show people you are, and you are who you say you are. That's what you know, but you don't know who you are. Black man. See, this is my thing, okay? First of all, you talking about one person and the veil and all of this about Virginia and all this stuff, okay? I hear what you're saying, my brother, but what I'm telling you is that there is in our culture, from our roots, from melanated people, okay? We had many households with multiple wives, and we had queens who had multiple husbands. There was polyandry and there was polygamy, okay? So people like skip over the polyandry part. They don't like to talk about the women who had 2 husbands and 3 husbands and 5 husbands. They don't want to talk about that, but we ain't got to go into that. But what I'm saying is that before that Bible was even like that Bible they conjured up that you're talking about, we were here. We were the first people, like you said. Melanated people were the first people. That is not what we was doing, baby. We believed in the sun. When they say that the sun died and rose on the 3rd day, they talking about the sun. Like, it's the sun. Like, if the sun don't rise again, we all die. The crops die, the food die, the people die. And during winter solstice, that happens. And on one side, they seeing this and they not understanding what's going on. They thinking they gonna die. I'm trying to explain, like, lightly.
I hear you.
Because I don't want to go all the way into why I don't feel like a lot of that you talking about is what it is. Like, but crystals and chakras, none of that. Spirituality, no religion. Spirituality is knowing yourself. Like you just said, you need to know who you are. That's all spirituality is, being awakened, being enlightened. It's knowing who you are. It's knowing your purpose. It's knowing your path. Crystals being used for centuries. Like, crystals come from the earth. This is not devil worship. Tarot cards come from astrology. Each card in the major arcana means a zodiac sign.
Right.
You probably don't believe in that either, but that's fine. The stars,
I believe in it.
The stars are there for a reason. Our ancestors followed them stars, lived by them stars. Like, we got hung at the stake and burned saying that we was doing witchcraft for calling upon our ancestors.
And
but
that's why right now he think all of his devil
when the
work.
Indians did it was a rain dance.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't
Because
worry.
he done been whitewashed.
I'm just saying when the Indians did it was a rain dance. When we did it, it was witchcraft. It was devil worship. And who called it that?
I'm gonna be a
The
witch
white man.
this Halloween.
Let's talk about this, okay?
The
Candy?
white man who is still in charge of the world to this day, and still got young black men following this Bible like it's gold.
You said a lot. I gotta give you that. You said a whole lot, Candy Bars. So I'm gonna chime in on what you said. You said a lot. So let me pick out. Let's talk about the crystals. Let me talk about the crystals.
Talk about the crystals.
See, the crystals come
I'm
from.
charging my crystals to the moon, baby.
So it's about to get deep. So I'm gonna explain this the best way I can. So everybody can catch on. So
and they was
crystals.
on his breastplate. He told her to put them on his breastplate. It's in the Bible.
She throw that in there. Look at her. Okay,
Nah,
I know it's because you're talking about Book of Jeremiah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's in
So why don't that mean enough just as much as a cross on your chest? Why don't that mean just as much as a cross on your chest?
They're protective crystals. Okay, before they burnt them on the cross. I mean, before they hung them on the cross, all that. Listen to me.
I got
baby.
this.
Crystals been here and they not devilish.
So you said a lot, so let me go and take the wheel on this one because this is really important for people to understand. Yes, crystals are in the physical realm, right? But guess what? Crystals are also in space and are also in other dimensions. I'm not gonna get too deep on this topic because I'm trying to stay on topic. But Lucifer, before he was kicked out of heaven, was made the most beautiful angel that was created, and his cloak was made from all of these crystals that people worship. It was literally his cloak, and he was arrayed in all these beautiful jasper, all the other topaz, what's the other ones? So many. I'm not gonna get into all that, but you're worshiping the creation instead of the creator when you get into this. And when you play with these crystals, they vibrate is what they say, right? And they open up, but they do. They all have a frequency. They all do.
Right.
And when you start to,
I sound like in your hand.
Come on, stay with me.
I just picture them vibrating like, hold on.
She got a dirty mind.
This unicorn talk.
Let's keep it on topic.
Right. Go ahead, brother.
PG-13. Is it still?
No, we're never there. We're never there. Stop saying it. Stop saying it.
So the whole.
But I get what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that it's worshiping the devil because he made the cloak out the crystals and all of this nonsense.
It's nonsense to you because you believe in something different, right?
It's nonsense because the crystals
and what we
protective.
believe to you is nonsense.
The crystals are protective. Nobody's worshiping the creation, not the creator. We know that there is a God in us as well as there is a creator of all things. Okay, call him what you want, but we know that there's a God in us, right? And we know that we are down here in the physical realm making things move in our life.
Right.
I could push you, you're gonna move. That don't make me God. That's just a reaction you're gonna have to my action. Okay?
But free will is a knowledge, and being a God is a knowledge of free will, good and evil, though. This is the most important concept.
Of course you gotta know good and evil. You can call it what you want. Good and evil, yes. That's definitely like number one. You can't morally, like if Christianity didn't teach me anything else, it was to have morals. Like it was definitely to be a good person and try to like live a good life. I'm not saying anything bad about it.
It's way deeper than that. That's the problem.
I'm not saying it's not deeper than that. I'm saying on the surface.
The surface, where most people say stuck at, the religious surface.
But that's the thing. Stuck is a good. No, hold on. Stuck is a good word. Stuck is a good word because this is where stuck is a good word. He's stuck on one religion. He never took the time to learn other religions or anything else. He only stuck within his religion, his culture, or whatever the fuck. Like I wouldn't say stuck in that space. So yeah, you stuck right there because that's all you believe. You know, have you ever took the time to learn about anything else for real? So yeah, stuck is a good word because you're stuck on one religion. Have you ever took the time out to learn other religions and open your mind? Because some people don't open their mind. Like you say, you know where you're going and shit, right? But have you opened your mind just not even to accept the religions, just enough to understand them before you just pass judgment on a motherfucker that believe in something different than you. But like I said, I'm not saying that I don't believe it. I look, all that taking a motherfucker's virginity and living in that, and I did that. I did that.
But I brought this up to say this, that you got to acknowledge sin. That's the only reason I went this direction, ladies.
Oh, of course.
Sin. So it's really important to understand is most people dismiss this aspect, which is the main important thing because it helps you to understand the beginning of how things were designed versus where we went as humanity.
So we going to hell if we sin.
So let me finish. This is really important, okay? So when it comes to the dynamic of man and woman, the enemy is very, really strategic because he can get you to serve yourself and your own beliefs, right? And go against the original design of how things were orchestrated and made. There is a such thing as a covenant, which is very, very important. Covenant is something that most don't understand. They don't believe in because they're still religious.
But what was a covenant? I remember a covenant being witches, right?
Listen, the devil, everything God has, the devil has, right? And everything. He's a copycat. He's an imitator.
It's his
devil. So the devil is in hell. Where is hell?
Let me finish on the main point, though. We're going to stay on topic, okay? Because...
that's on topic.
But, when God gave his only begotten son, right? It was all about the covenant, giving a sacrifice. Before Christ came on the scene in the new covenant, they used to have to make sacrifices when they would sin, right? And the people back in those days, like the Canaanites, were worshiping other gods. There are other gods out there that the other books of the Bible talk about. The only reason I'm going this direction because it goes back to relationships. A relationship is a covenant, literally, marriage between a man and a woman. And because men aren't in their true purpose doing what they're supposed to do, women are not respecting us men because a lot of men are misleading so many women. Now the culture has been raped. It's been robbed from us. And in the effort for us to redeem ourselves, we have to get back on the same foundation. But now the enemy threw a wrench in. He threw in religion. So in order for us to get on the same page, we have to have the same spirit of one accord, right, in the body of Christ. But because of so many of our black people are worshiping the New Age movements, these other religions, these other ideologies, it's hard for us to stay on the same page. And you're right, it's not new.
It's not
new.
It's not new. It's what our ancestors was up to.
But when you think about
what we did, it's not new, babe. It's not no, it's not new.
Listen, you don't have to agree. That's what you believe in, But I know better because I understand.
I'm just saying it's not new, though. You saying it like somebody made it up in 2022 or
it's
something when COVID came out in 2020.
So let's get to the details of it. When you think about what you believe in, do you acknowledge sin? Yes or no?
Yeah, no.
You don't. You can't. It's impossible.
I know good and evil. I know right from wrong.
I said sin.
I know good and evil and right from wrong. That's what I know. Like sin, like this word you use, you're throwing around this Christian word for me. And everybody, we born of sin. Let the Christians tell it. We born of sin. We born the sins of our parents become our sin. So I started my life in sin. Let the Christian tell it. But let spirituality tell it. You can uplift yourself. You can uplift other people. Vibrate in love. Vibrate high. It's
true.
Nothing,
that's true.
It's nothing wrong. Right. So I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with your way, but I'm saying you can't just sit up here and shun my way because your grandma and your grandma and her grandma
you can't not have an open mind to what somebody else believes because that's not what you believe. It's not cool.
What they knew was taken from them. So that's what was given to us was this Christian Bible, and that is a fact.
I'm not denying nothing y'all saying.
You saying something about some American Bible, an American like the
Judah,
way they done rewrote
Jerusalem is in the Middle East.
Shakespeare
but you done played the game of telephone. You done played the game of telephone. You done played the game of telephone, right?
So many people get distorted.
Yes.
Shakespeare done.
So why do you believe the Bible that you hold in your hand is actually the Bible and the words of what's in Jerusalem? That's all I'm saying, baby.
So this is where I stand with it, right, ladies? This is where I stand with it. You choose to believe what you want to believe.
Right.
If that's what y'all want to believe, I'm not knocking you. I'm just telling you what the words say.
But you gotta keep an open mind to what other people believe. I grew up in the church. I went to Sunday school and all that. I know exactly what the words say.
Congratulations. I'm glad you know.
I know exactly what the words say.
I'm glad you know. So some of us have dabbled and was curious about the other New Age movement. I got involved with chakras, crystals. I did all of this. This is the reason why I'm sitting here today talking about this. This is a really important reason because I have an important message to get out to the people. And I have to tell you this, but I tell my story so you can understand.
Okay,
Right.
tell it.
So when I first got involved in the New Age movement, I got involved in understanding about the crystals and all that. So this is fascinating, But I noticed when I would pick up certain crystals, I noticed something started to change. My dreams started to change. Then my wardrobe started to change. Then my attitude started to change.
For the worst?
I mean,
You saying?
It's all about belief. It's all about, I felt like I was finding myself. I felt like, right?
Right.
And I realized as I got more into it, I realized that it was leading me down a rabbit hole. Random YouTube videos would pop up. I meet random people that's interested in the same thing I was interested in. All these weird coincidences. So pretty much constantly affirming, yes, this is truth. Follow this. Because there is a such thing as familiar spirits. And most people don't even believe in spirits at all. Mm-hmm. Do you believe in spirits?
Absolutely.
Yes, because this is what you're dealing with when you pick up these cards. When you pick up these crystals, you open up a spiritual doorway to other beings, and they will tell you things about
Ancestors.
people's lives. That's what you call them.
Ancestors.
So we're on the same page. I guess
Those
we can
who
say we
passed
agree.
before us, our family members,
So-
the grandparents, the great grandparents, the great great great, the great great greats, the great great greats,
So let's talk about
the
this.
ancestors.
She says ancestors. I say evil spirits because one thing about spirits that most people don't even know, and I guess we still on this topic.
Energy
Make a
transfer.
critique. Let's talk about
Energy
it.
transfer. So when you
Spirits
die,
are-
where does your energy go?
Spirits are shapeshifters.
When you die, where does your energy go? If energy only transfers and energy does not die, it only transfers, right?
It's true.
Where does your energy go when
true.
you die?
We are immortal. Our spirit is immortal.
So where does it go?
It goes back to the beginning.
So
We
I
are
can't
sin.
channel my
We are
ancestors
sin.
with my cards.
We are sin.
I can't ask some questions.
So
We are sin.
let's get back to it. So to answer your question, where do we go? This is why I mentioned the covenant. This is why I started with dating in today's society. Because our physical body, once you marry somebody, we become one, right? Mm-hmm. So the same thing happens when you accept the sacrifice of Jesus. You become one with him spiritually. It's a marriage. And the Bible says that when Christ comes back, he's coming back for his bride. His bride is the church. And the church is the body of Christ, which is in the spirit. So when it comes to what you're talking about, when it comes to what you believe in, discrediting the Bible and all of this, you have to acknowledge sin. Because if you don't, you're basically telling me what you're doing is fine, it's okay.
You trying to tell me he just coming back to save the church and that's it? And that's so crazy.
It's coming back to marry the church.
But the thing is that you talking about the church is about. Do you go to church? What church you go to?
I ain't gonna get into all that, but I represent God's Refuge
I'm
Shelter
just
Mission.
saying, if you go
But-
to church, you know what that body is like in
I'm
there.
talking about a spiritual
You know
body.
what that spiritual body is like inside of that Christian church. Do you not? You been in there.
We done been in there.
Been in there.
We done
You
been
know
in there.
that all
We
them
done been
souls,
in there.
all them
We done
souls
been in there.
inside, all them souls inside that place is being told to let go and let God. And they do that all the way up until they suffering from whatever disease. They let go, let God. Let go, let God to their dying day. Putting money into the church. Can't put money into their house. Talking about some tithes. Talking about some monetary, some paper that was printed by the U.S. government. Okay, like, are we serious right now? Like, we still doing that? We still doing that?
Let's talk about it.
Your pastor drive a 2024 and it's only 2022. How he do that? The body. The spiritual bodies in there.
That's not
The
what that
spiritual
mean.
bodies in there crying and aching and passing out on the floor every Sunday, every Wednesday night at the Bible study. Let go,
Prayer
let God.
service.
Let go and let God. When they need to be their ass out here doing some work. You got to get out here and do some work because you are in this 3D realm. You in this motherfucking realm. This what you got to do. You got to move around and you got to make shit happen. You got to use the brain that's in your head that was created by the creator, that was put inside of your motherfucking physical body, whatever physical body that is, and you use that physical body to do whatever it is that you can do to survive in this realm. And you try to morally be a good person. Don't do, they say do unto others as you had them do unto you. So if motherfucker fuck with you, you can fuck with them too.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says.
You feel me?
I don't
You
care what
feel
nobody
me?
says. Now, I
You
know
feel
one part
me?
say turn the
I
other
mean-
cheek and give them the other cheek.
Yeah, like
Hell
that.
no, you ain't getting my other cheek.
One minute you tell me I can kill this bitch.
Then you tell me to learn
Then
from my
next minute you
mistakes.
telling me
Oh,
to walk away from that fight.
Oh,
Like
no.
what?
Unicorn Talk for show. Okay, that's what they call it. That okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Unicorn Talk. But
Shout
basically, so that's a lot. I mean, and here's the truth though. The devil got preachers too. The devil was a counterfeit. I already said this. This is recorded. I said the devil was counterfeit. Everything God has, the devil has. So the problem is that most people, when it comes to the word, are stuck on the surface. I said this before. There's a side to the word and a side to the matrix that most people don't get to, and then when they get there the wrong doorway.
So you don't like Sage?
See, that's the funny thing about Sage. Sage doesn't do anything.
You don't like this?
I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
You
but,
don't get down with the get down.
But tell me what Sage is supposed to do for you. What's supposed to repel bad spirits, right? Bad vibes. That's what they say.
It's gonna repel the bad spirits and the bad vibes. And you do it like that, and you hit the corners, because that's where they be at. They be in the corners. You know, y'all be seeing y'all baby laying down, talking to the ceiling in that one spot in your house. Say it. And drop it in the comments if your little baby was born and your little baby looked up at a certain spot in your house, always in that same spot, just laughing and giggling and playing around, because babies can see angels.
My baby done went over my cousin's house.
I call them spirits.
And did not like being over there.
And wouldn't go in there.
Yep. He didn't like going there. He didn't like, and then some shit happened, and now he's perfectly fine. Cause I was going to Sage your house or whatever. Cause I was like, baby, you got some spirits in there, and I don't know what they is, but they bad.
And he
spirits.
follow you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So if he would not go in
there. So get them bad spirits off, y'all. I don't care what the fuck y'all believe in. Get them bad spirits off of y'all, so y'all can live y'all life right, okay? And just remember, this is powered by Moves Media, okay?
Okay.
So let's dig deep on this topic, okay? Now we're gonna take this to another level, because if you mention in Sage, that tells you believe in another side, right?
Absolutely.
Y'all saying it. She
Absolutely.
basically just said,
I'm trying to get to the other side.
Spirits are real. We already said that spirits are real. We're not saying that spirits are
project.
We're not saying that spirits are real. We're not saying that energy isn't real. We're not saying that. We're not saying that that's not real. We're just saying your way of believing something is not necessarily our belief in that. And all I'm saying is you got to accept people even though they don't believe in that.
Talking about the body
like
of Christ
you said,
and the body of the
this
church.
Day and age,
and
everybody
the bread.
ain't doing
so
that.
So you eat the bread and drink the wine. That's cannibalism.
Drinking of the wine.
What does that represent?
That's cannibalism.
What does it represent?
Hannibal Lecter.
That's what it represents. It represents the covenant.
Nah,
once
for real.
again.
Let me quit playing.
It goes,
but for real.
Hannibal
but for
Lecter.
real. Well, I gotta do that every first Sunday. Well, I gotta do that every first Sunday.
Well.
Yeah, because I want to talk about these tarot cards. Let's talk about these tarot cards. These are oracle cards,
you
actually. What?
I want to go first.
You want to go first?
Yep. Let me
Before
pull
you
my
touch
card.
on that, I want to talk about the sage. The sage is basically nothing but an incense, right?
What the sage
this
is?
This is incense. And the word says a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand.
The word divided by itself cannot stand. Is that what it says?
So if you're trying to repel bad spirits with sage and all that, you got to realize that what is this rooted in? Sage basically comes from pagan practice.
Listen, you set forth intent with everything you do, okay? So even if you feel like the sage, that it don't work for you, it's not going to work for you because you don't believe it works for you. Okay, it say in the Bible.
Believe in whatever you believe in, it ain't gonna work.
He gave us dominion over all things. So he gave us the same power that he got. Then they turn around and try to take it back and tell you not to tap into the power that's within you, but you stuck in this world, which is already this hell that y'all speak of. We already walking through the valley of the shadow of death every day. Every day we can get hit by a bus or one of these man-made situations. We can get hit by something. And listen, everything that we doing right now, us being behind this camera, us sitting here talking on these mics, all this came out of the brain of a person, of a human being, right? A person that's being human, okay? Because they don't have no other choice. Because really we are celestial beings. We are really from like the stars and the moon and other planets.
Spirit, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But
so
you
what
can't
I'm saying is But I'm not discrediting the creator. Somebody created and said, all right, Earth gonna have oxygen. So people gonna need oxygen. We're gonna make Earth have oxygen.
We all got free will.
Yeah, but there's other places and there's other beings that don't need oxygen. That's what I believe.
That's in the spiritual realm. You don't need oxygen.
In the spiritual realm, I believe that time don't exist in the spiritual realm. It's a lot of stuff that's different in the spiritual realm.
But why would it only be in the spiritual realm? If we have an outer space, why wouldn't there be shit outer space?
So this is the thing,
why is there other planets, and only one planet in the solar system has beings
and we only
or
need
anything
the sun and the moon.
it?
We only need the sun and the moon.
Like, why would we be the only?
Pluto.
Why is Earth the special?
What's wrong with Pluto? You feel me? I mean, I know it's way out there in that motherfucker cold
I'm
as
just
fuck,
saying,
but I'm just
why
saying.
is it?
Each planet has a purpose, and it goes back to your celestial being.
Does it play a part in Earth?
It plays a part in religion and what you believe in. Because to be honest with you, I mean, you don't have to. You believe what you want to believe in, but this stuff goes so deep that most people don't understand. Let's talk about fallen angels, right? Because fallen angels is what brought and taught these different religions, and especially with crystals and tarot cards and astrology. Fallen angels taught human beings astrology, and when you study astrology, you're studying times. Space is time, and most people don't understand this either. It's not just planets, and you think about how far the Earth is from certain planets. They're light years away, and the only way to travel to these planets is in the celestial body. When I came out of my body, I had an out-of-body experience. I went to Neptune, another planet, and I found out that a lot of people in the music industry are doing witchcraft, selling their soul, sacrificing people to gain status, and certain planets have a lot to do with certain beings, fallen angels that give you power and enlightenment and knowledge to do certain things. Just like us as Christians, we have the same power. It's as most people discredit.
Well, Christians are taught to let go and let God.
That's
and to be
you don't
powerless.
have that proper understanding.
I do have proper understanding. I grew up in the church. Okay, with that shout.
So what does that mean? Explain it.
And all of that. So I'm just saying though, like,
what does let go and let God mean? Explain that.
That mean let it go and give it to God, and so you don't have to have
all
a
your
worry.
Problems,
don't
all
have
your
a
cares,
worry
all
in the world. But
worries,
when really, like the same man that manifested this microphone, the same man that manifested that camera, I need to be using that same man to get me out of this worldly problem I'm having, whether it's paying the bills or whatever the fuck my kids acting up.
The Bible also says my people perish for lack of knowledge, though.
I'm not gonna let go and let no other God but me, because I'm here dealing. I know that he there for me, and I know he create and all of that. But what I'm saying is, I'm gonna tap into my ancestors and all the spirits in the spiritual realm that I have on my side. I'm gonna tap into my spiritual team, and they're all gonna help me. It's not like how you say angels. I don't believe it's a little white angel following me around. I know that it's an auntie or a great granny or something like that, and that's what I believe.
Yeah, my angels.
That's what I believe.
That follow
like,
me
it's not no little white
angels. Yeah,
it's not no little white angels following me around.
No,
you feel me?
It's my dead loved ones. I'm pretty sure of that.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it goes back to free will. You believe what you want to believe in, but we were given free will to do the same things. Follow your dreams, your passion, your purpose, your gifts are given to you.
All right, so I was shuffling the deck, and I was just asking Spirit to give us a word for this young man. You know what I'm saying? Because he is not really tapped into source. He's still,
and he watched you shuffle them cards.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
He watched you shuffle them cards. He watched you shuffle them cards.
He was talking to him the whole time. He was eyeballing my cards.
And I made you pick them up and read the ones that fell.
So I'm going to give you the book version so you don't feel like I'm just like giving you my feelings and you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel like nothing like that. So your card was truth. Okay? Okay.
Let me see. This one, let me see.
Yeah, I got another one under there.
Truth.
It says, get real. What is your truth? Truth telling matters. Being able to hear the truth matters just as much. Tell the truth. Each person has their own version. Speak yours. Words have impact. Remember that we all have triggers. Think before you speak and listen with compassion. Be gentle and stay calm in truth-telling conversations. And then the declaration says, the truth is my friend.
So I feel like it's not a coincidence that this card was pulled.
No,
okay?
this pulled from his energy.
This is how you know this stuff is real. Yes, this stuff is real. I will say that.
Is.
I'm not discrediting it, but where does the source of power come from? You guys mentioned the source. What source are you tapped into?
My belief,
but
my brain. Like I said, the same brain that can manifest this camera.
But
you keep saying you. Hold
on.
You keep saying you. That's how you know you look at yourself like a god.
I am.
And not only that.
Why are you not a god?
Absolutely.
Why are you not a god, black man?
You become
Why are you not a god, black man?
This creates self-reliance. You don't need nobody outside of you,
Well,
right?
who are you gonna rely on?
Right.
But who you can't rely on yourself.
Let's talk about higher power,
That is not a sin to rely on yourself.
It's not a problem to rely on a person, but to not have self-reliance is a problem for me, because if I take everything and put it into one person or other people, and not try to do it for myself, then when something don't add up right or something fails, is that not still my fault? So why wouldn't I have self-reliance?
Well, self-reliance is not a negative thing or a negative
connotation. No, it's not at all.
But I'm talking about the need of a higher power. Okay? When you look at yourself like the higher power, you look at yourself like a god, it's because out of worship of yourself.
That's so crazy.
Why shouldn't you worship yourself? Every day I look in the mirror, I'm supposed to think highly of myself. I am beautiful. I'm supposed to give myself
and it's not even just about worshiping yourself either, though. Like, it's more.
Why wouldn't I worship myself instead of worship something else?
But this is the very reason why Satan was kicked out of heaven. Lucifer was kicked out of heaven, and this is where these other religions come from. Other crystal chakras. It comes from seducing spirits. And the only reason I want to talk about this is because marriage and relationships are damaged because of this. It goes so much deeper. This is why men aren't respected women aren't respected men. I didn't say any of that to say that you are a devil because you worship these things. I'm just telling you the origin of all of it.
The origin is not the devil.
I mean,
but
like
you gotta be typed. You gotta tap into the dark side and light. You can't believe in one without the other. Yeah, they both coexist. Yeah. They coexist.
Right.
So that when they say you got to do some shadow work, you got to really get deep down with yourself and figure out what the fuck is wrong with you.
Right.
How can
the
you
good
fix
and
it?
the bad.
What triggers
you can't just work on
all
one.
of that. You got to do all of that. Like Christianity
yourself.
wants to tell you, like, the light shineth. The light
but you keep saying knowing yourself, you got to be able to explore your whole self, dog. It's sounding like you ain't exploring your whole self. It's like you just stuck at whatever point you just you took whatever religion you like, which is not bad, and you just stuck to that. It's like you didn't open your mind to anything else before you pass judgment on it. And when I'm listening to you right now, I just feel like you didn't take your time to study other stuff before you pass judgment, and that's just what it is.
So, if I made anybody feel like I was passing judgment, that's not the case. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just teaching. You know, I'm here to send a message because I want to help the black home, the black families come back together with their proper foundation. If the woman is looking at herself like a god and not even the man, when she gets with a real man, she's automatically going to challenge the man unless they come on one agreement, one accord, which is believing the same doctrine. And then only then there's no salvation. Right? Because at the end of the day, we're only here for a limited amount of time. And if you don't believe in needing a covenant or a sacrifice to enter into the next round, depending on the deeds you host in this terrestrial body, then you're telling me that you're not ready to meet the God that created all of us, because at the end, we all face judgment. And God said there would be no excuse. So if you hear the truth and you reject it, that's on you. That's what you've done with your free will. And all I can tell certain people that don't believe in what I'm talking about, the Bible, or discredit it, you got to let them go about their business. And the main important thing is the black love, the black home. We got to be on one accord. That's what this is really about. Can we be on the same page? Because obviously we don't agree.
We can all agree.
No, we can't.
So I had a great talk with the Unicorn Talk podcast with these beautiful ladies right here. Obviously, we don't agree. They believe in something different, which is okay. That's fine. I'm not judging y'all, okay? But more importantly, though, I came to stand on what I stand on because I do care about leading the children in the right direction, because the children are innocent. Which is why when you were like in Sage, they can see other spirits and other things and feel certain vibes, which is really important to understand, because we're all here for a reason. We all have a purpose, and we all got to make it back home at the end of the day. And if you don't believe in the new covenant, or if you don't believe in sin, and you look at yourself like a God, then I'm sorry to tell you, you are deceived. But you can still believe in what you believe in behind your intent. And the truth of intent is we have the power of the mind to create, co-create. Manifestation is what they call it, but there is a power. It's not that it's not real, it's real. But what is the source of what you believe in? And does it lead to true salvation? And that's all I really want to say. Mm-hmm. Courtline Quran, but you can call me Skorpo for short, though. Mm-hmm. Follow me on IG at ISKORPO.
Mm-hmm. Period. Go follow him. What he said. But yeah, anyway, we're going to keep our crystals charged to the full moon. And we are going to keep on manifesting and using this great, unexplainably smart brain that's in our head that helps us operate these bodies with this energy that's never gonna die when we die, because it's going to transfer, and we don't know where it's going to transfer to, but we know there's another dimension, and we know that we are celestial beings. Okay,
it's witchcraft.
Hence, unicorn talk. And they call it witchcraft. We used to get burnt at the stake and all of that back in the day for witchcraft. And they tell you, and they done scared your granny, tell you don't let the black cat cross your path, when really black cats cross your path is a sign of good fortune. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with the black cat, but we ain't gonna get into that today. I'm just telling y'all, some of y'all need to do some real life shadow work, Christian or not. Y'all need to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and y'all need to look at yourself, and y'all need to realize who y'all really are on the inside. Are you good on the inside? I don't care if you spiritual, religious, whatever you are, Muslim, whatever you are, Jehovah's Witness. Are you a good person? Do you treat other people well? Do you try to give as much love as you require out of the next human being? Because we all are capable of the same emotions. Women are not more emotional than men. They need to tighten up and quit acting like they can't cry with us, because we all gonna cry.
Should I cry sometime?
Yeah, you feel me? Because you got to. Because you're a human being. Not by choice right now, but you'll be back with the stars in no time. You'll be back with the stars in no time.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, but it's okay. You are a king. And one day you're going to realize it, and then we're going to come across each other's path again. I realize it right now.
I've been knew that.
They need to tighten up and understand that they are just as emotional as us, because y'all are human beings just like us. And yeah, so anyways, it was good to agree to disagree with you today.
Right. Same
it was great. I definitely respect where you're coming from, because I grew up that way with those same principles. And like, a lot has not changed when I just decided to be more spiritual, when I decided to tap more into like the power that I have on my own. Like, what can I do to make my situation better? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with asking for some protection and some healing, and for you to like do everything that you can humanly possibly do in order to better your situation. I like, let go and let God doesn't work for me. I tried that. My family members tried that, and they've come and gone trying to let go and let God. My generation, we're doing something different, and
trust God,
it's not that we're doing something that's never been done before. It's just that we want to know what our people was doing. We're not just gonna take no book from nobody and say, yeah, grow up to this, and this is what it is, and we're not gonna not seek understanding and all that. He's the jealous God, and don't question. Like, no, you tell me to seek understanding, they say don't question God. Like, no, I need all the questions answered.
Hold on,
I seek understanding.
You said you just don't trust God no more, right?
No, I didn't say that.
No, him.
Oh.
He said you told her you just don't trust God no more. You trust
That's
yourself,
not true.
right? Listen to this though. But what am I doing when I submit to a man? I'm trusting him, right? So ain't you putting yourself in a position to be my God?
Mm-hmm. Well,
oh, that's deep.
Okay.
I
was just...
That's only if you look at.
But anyway, we don't have time no more, y'all. Our camera is about to run out. Yeah, like, we gonna have to bring him back because he want to get deep on us. We didn't know that. We didn't even talk about the topics we were supposed to talk about. But it was good. It was good, y'all. But best friend, is there anything you want to say?
I just don't want them to ever forget. Like,
what is that?
Always wash your coochie
and count your money
twice.
Walking like who that? They like where she be at. Like, cause she be at.